What's up, everybody? This is Josh coming to you with another episode of the Affiliate Marketing Show. Please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest affiliate marketing news, tips, and trends. Once again, Josh, one of your hosts from OfferVault.com, the industry's largest aggregator of all things affiliate marketing. We also may or may not have Mr. Papercall and may or may not have the Mr. Papercall Adam Young and the industry legend Harrison Gevirtz hopping on here. We'll see, but we do have a returning friend of the pod, very special guest of ours, Mr. Ian Leighfield, head of business development and affiliate management at Total Security, a company focused on empowering people to navigate the digital world safely. What's up, Ian? How are you doing?
Yeah, very good, Josh. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. You over in UK right now?
Yeah, the sun coming in the window would give the impression that the weather's much nicer than it actually is. But
Yeah, this
yeah,
is the, what is this, the one day a year you guys get
yeah,
the
this is
sun?
it. Now it's the first day of October, and I can assure you the rest of October will not be like this at all.
Nice, man. Yeah, I know we ran into each other at a trade show not too long ago. I think it was New York. Were you in New York?
Hmm. I
Yeah.
was indeed. Yeah.
How was Affiliate Summit for you guys?
Yeah, Affiliate Summit, especially the New York one, is one that we tend to focus a bit more on existing partnerships more than anything. I think the we tend to find that the sort of the affiliate world shows the younger vibe, the kind of you get a lot more of your account managers there, the hustlers are there. So we tend to utilize Vegas and New York as shows that we can get everyone in a room together or meet us at a bar somewhere and catch up and then, get a stand at the affiliate world shows to draw in as much business as possible.
I know you guys do some events at some of the shows. Did you guys do a party or like a networking event in New York? I can't remember. I know you toss me the invite every time you do, but it's so frequent that they all blend
Yeah,
together, you know?
of course, yeah. No, we did a little meetup, but nothing major. The big one for us is always in Vegas. We tend to rent out one of the bars in the Cosmo, as you know, historically that is the unofficial meeting point of everyone at Affiliate Summit. And yes, we will be doing it again next year. And yes, you will be getting an invite again this year. And maybe this year you might turn up. You never
I
know.
know, I know, I know. I don't think I've been. I need to make sure that I get that I get
You
to
know,
that one. I hear
to
good
be
things about
fair,
it.
yeah, yeah, it's been getting some rave reviews. Annoyingly, because they've moved the date again. The Monday of the meat market is on the same day as the wild card Monday, or the wild card weekend for the NFL. So the Monday
Uh,
night when we would normally do it, every single place is booked out for private viewings and stuff. So that's going to really screw with a lot of people that are trying to book stuff on the Monday night. So we're moving it to Tuesday night in order to accommodate it.
does the NFL do they do a game Monday night for wild card?
Yeah, they do indeed.
Really? I was gonna look it up. The NFL 2025 wild card game schedule. I doubt they'll. I mean, would it be 2026? I guess. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, make sure you hit up Total Security's event. Always a good time. I'm gonna make sure I get to that this year. So give me a. You said it's the Tuesday night.
It'll be the Tuesday night, and it'll be very much. It's normally a relaxed one. It's we'll do it between like 5 and 8, so pre-dinner. When people are coming back to the hotels to get changed and stuff, they can swing by, have a beer. It's very relaxed. Few nibbles, good music, good chat.
Dude, who
Well,
doesn't?
unless
Who
you
doesn't? Who doesn't like a few nibbles? My
exactly.
God.
I say good chat, but that's probably because my team's there rather than me. I'll be there, of course. So it's nice to try and give everyone at least as much time as you can in one place.
Yeah, I know from last time we had you on the show. I mean, I could actually probably tell you exactly when, but roughly 2 years ago, I would say. Um, I'm sure some stuff has changed with you, Total Security. We were talking before the show, and you mentioned how you've kind of shifted from being more of a one-man band to like a full team on a stand, to quote you word for word there. So tell us a little bit about the company's growth, how you've, what it sounds like, kind of embraced, delegation to other people within the organization, and how that kind of has forced you to kind of change your mindset as one of the leaders at the company.
Yeah, so I think one of the the biggest changes is, when a company gets to a size, or certainly when an affiliate pool that you're working with gets to a size, that it means that you just can't do everything yourself, as well as not just the relationship element, but also, oh, Harrison's jumped on. I'll say hello to him while
Oh,
he's there. Here he is,
Wow, that's so polite. My guy just stops mid
mid-flow.
don't
sentence.
stop for me,
Yeah.
Ian. You're the boss. You're our guest. Please continue. I'm sorry.
It's
We're
not a
talking
problem, my
about
friend.
the growth of Total Security and going from a one-man show to a bigger team and the shift of the mindset that goes with that. So go ahead, Ian. Sorry you were so rudely interrupted
It's
by
not a
Harrison
problem.
there.
If I'm going to be interrupted by anyone, it might as well be Harrison, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. Yeah, so I think once you get to a certain size, it's just impossible to manage absolutely everyone on your own. And it was probably about 2 years ago. In fact, 2 years ago, last month, that I hired my first member of staff. And I think like the big difficulty is being based in the UK because we are 100% office based. Trying to find someone that is even has any vague knowledge of the affiliate industry, the affiliate world, even if you pluck someone out of university that has a marketing master's degree or something like that, it's just a side of the industry that, unless you're in it, is not taught openly. So it A was difficult to find someone, and B, I think I got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm actually better off hiring someone who has zero knowledge of the industry to be able to kind of mold them in a way of being able to understand what we are trying to achieve as a team. So I made my first hire a couple of years ago. She was thrust into, going to a show within 3 months, and having to have enough knowledge of being able to stand in a room and represent us and so forth. And, she's done incredibly well. Very quickly, that then came to 3 people, and then it got to 4 people. And now we have a structure, a team that, relies on each other, from a support backup, and also being able to front a stand. We've had media buyers in the company for, since day dot, but the affiliate world, aside from them buying media, is very difficult for them to understand because, I don't know how to media buy and they don't know what it's like to have, 50 to 100 affiliates, baying for blood constantly and needing all the time that they want to have to be able to make things work. So it's been a big change. It's been a big shift. I've tried to take a little bit of a step back from the sort of the day-to-day hustling of being on a stand, because inevitably, as I'm sure Harrison knows, if you're standing front and center of a stand, someone will come by that and want 15 minutes of your
You
time and
will
drag
speak
you
to
away.
someone.
Yes, absolutely. And I make no bones about it. I'm quite happy to have meetings at a bar. So take me off the stand, take me to the bar, take me to whatever area, and we'll have a half-hour chat. And let the guys bring in the new business and hustle.
I have a question for you, Ian. You
Mhm.
mentioned, that the business has grown and, the team size has substantially changed. So I guess if you look back over, like the span of this organization, um, what was easier when it was smaller, and what is easier now, and not or, let's do both. What was more fun with a smaller organization,
Mhm.
and what is more fun now, or less fun, whatever. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that was a four-part question for you,
yeah,
Ian.
Welcome to
that's
my
fine.
ADD plus like four coffees.
What was easier when you were smaller, easier when you're bigger, more fun when you were smaller, more fun when you're bigger?
Okay, right. So I think, having had, obviously, Total Security's been around probably on and off for about 10 years now. And I was lucky enough to obviously be part of the industry in a previous piece of software that we built. So going into Total Security, starting from day dot of having absolutely no one that I knew within the antivirus world, which primarily was the product we had at the time, you're trying to break into relationships that have been there for 20, 25 years. There are far bigger brands than us that have been in the industry for a lot longer. So I thought that, the exciting part for me at the start was working out what they weren't doing and doubling down on the things that I could do to convince people to work with us instead. That hustle, that trying to problem solve, how do you solve a problem like Maria? Basically, how do you get into and your foot into the door of relationships that have been there for so long? And I'll be amazed if, the bosses above me would have expected the affiliate side of the business to be as big as it is now. And I think the foundations that you set up at the start of an affiliate program, you kick that tiny snowball down the hill and try and watch it grow. That was probably the most exciting thing. The hardest thing was trying to manage every relationship on your own. Your time can only go so far. Suddenly you've got, everyone connected on WhatsApp, on Telegram, on Teams, on Skype, email. It's, every minute of every day is taken up. I think now that we've got a team of 4, the exciting part is that I can take a little bit of a step away. I can oversee, I can watch them grow. I can watch them, run off into their own worlds. And it's like a proud father seeing, these people that, had no understanding of the industry and now, are fully fledged bringing in business. The tough part is letting go of a lot of things, trying to work out what you still want to control and how you want to control it, and being willing to take risks of letting that go. As I'm sure, you guys know as business owners, like what are you willing to give up and when is probably the toughest decisions that, you have to make at this point. And Adam's now joined us, so I'll say
ladies and
gentlemen,
Mr. Paper Call, he's here. You know him, you love him. Put your hands together for Adam.
All is well in the world. He's not wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
Well, I was just sleeping, but I got a text message that said that Ian was on our podcast, so I figured I'd drag my ass out of bed and say what's up.
I would imagine that there's only so much money that you'll get out of bed for, but for me being on the podcast, that was enough.
I won't get out of bed for money at all.
There we go.
So this seems like a good point in the show to have Adam and Harrison tell us what they're doing in California, if you guys are still there. I've been peeping the Instagram reels. It looks like you guys are having a good time, to say the least. What's going on out west?
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
So we're out here for the United Healthcare Children's Foundation event, which is a really amazing organization. 100% of the proceeds from the event go to supporting these kids. And, it's not something we're super public about. Like you're not going to see it on the Ringba page or anything like that. Mostly because Harrison and I just really love the foundation and what they do. And our team was really excited about it. So we want to make sure that we did it for the right reasons. And so this year we presented the event. So we were the largest supporter of the Children's Foundation. And that is something that we are super proud of. And we're, just excited to support such an amazing organization. So Harrison and I flew out. I was in San Diego, but then I teleported to Los Angeles for John Summit. And then Harrison picked me up from Los Angeles
I saw that.
And brought me to Napa.
What a nice guy.
Yeah, he's super great. Yeah.
He said, "Hey, dude, I'm out front with my jet. Come on."
Yeah, that's basically what happened. I was like, I got to go back to San Diego and drop this car off, and then I need to fly to Vegas to meet with Harrison. And he's like, no, stay in LA. I'll get you.
Like, bro, time is money, doggy. I'll see you there.
Exactly. And then we're leaving today, Josh, and it was really great to spend some time with Harrison too. Like yesterday, we just sort of schemed about taking over the universe, and we're heading back to Vegas today. Yes, I am going back to Vegas.
You got a concert? You got a club lined up?
I'm gonna go see Rise.
Rise. I'm not hip to Rise.
Yeah, it's the world's largest lantern festival. So they're gonna light off 1 million candle lanterns in the desert.
That's dope.
And shout out to Tao Group, who gave Chris and me a completely free giant table for Rise. I love it. Thank you so
Wow.
much. I appreciate your love.
I'm
We,
looking at this. I'm looking at this lineup. Pretty sick.
How much would I
yeah,
hate it, Josh? What's it look like? How much would I hate this environment?
Oh, you're gonna hate it. You got Rufus De Soul on Friday. You
I
got
don't mind the
Calvin.
music. But
You got
it's
Calvin
outdoors
Harris. You got Calvin Harris and Disclosure on Saturday. Oh, dude, this is the festival, bro. Sunday, John Mayer and Goose. I don't know if you'll be there Sunday, but Goose is like
no,
the new. They're like the new jam band. They're like the new Fish. You're like, I'm out.
I will not be there on Sunday. I will not be there on Sunday.
Calvin
I
Harris
will
and
be.
Disclosure,
I will
dude.
be. Yeah, but I'll be at XS seeing Hugel. That'll be much better.
So you're going
Much
Friday
better. Saturday. Going Saturday.
to Rise?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah.
sick.
I'm gonna see Rufus for New Year's, so it's fine.
Yeah, I saw some Instagram reel you shared that people that go to clubs often live longer. That's tight. That's good news.
I'm gonna live forever.
if they're deaf, but they live long.
Well, look, I gotta tell you, real quick before we move on to actual substance. Well, I guess this is substance. The amount of dancing I've been doing during my hot girl summer has been surprisingly centering. Like, my nervous system is very calm at all times, and it typically is, but it's a different kind of calm because it's not like just doing cardio. It's like going out and having a blast while also doing cardio. And not to mention, my body fat has sustained under 10%, which is really great. And so that reel is based on a serious study, Josh, but anecdotally from me, it's been a really cool thing to go out and do so much of this and have so much fun. And just to clarify, I don't drink. And so for me, it's a different experience. Like I go to the club, I love the music, I dance, but I'm sober. And so I go to bed. Sometimes I go back up to the hotel room at 3 a.m. and like am in a great mood and wide awake, and I'll just start grinding. And I'll grind till the sun comes up, and then I'll take a nap and get up and keep going. And so,
And by the way, when you say
know,
grinding, you mean like working hard, not like dancing
Not
in a
like
club
mine
grinding.
mouth
Yeah,
guard.
okay.
Further-
I just
further
wanted
down.
to, right? Not
For
grinding your teeth. Yeah. I got you.
all affiliate marketing podcast listeners, I do sleep with a mouth guard.
Dude, I sleep with a guard too,
Pulling up the
man.
curtain.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
No, I
I
feel like
do.
you're probably
I like my teeth,
wired.
but
You're probably wired
yeah,
after.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it brings out my creativity too. So it's a really cool thing. I've had a lot of fun, but I've had a lot of great ideas, and yeah, sometimes I go back up to my room and just work at 3 a.m, which I work best at night when it's quiet, by the way. So that's my happy place. It's normal for me. Like me being up at 9 a.m. and on a podcast right now is pretty fucking annoying, not gonna lie. I think you should take that as a giant compliment, Ian.
I do. I very much do.
Ian, how's your hot girl summer going?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, I think anyone that knows me might have a different opinion to what I might actually say on here. So, I'd just be, I'd probably be dropping myself in it a little bit much. Problem is, I'm still a heavy drinker. I love booze way too much. Any excuse to take me to a bar, I'm more than happy. Yeah, heavy drinker, very heavy. I mean, I play for a darts team on a Tuesday night. That's just an excuse to get in the pub midweek. Last night,
like,
for
what
example,
sports do you play? Professional darts.
Exactly. It's one of those sports which, there'll be a moment in time in your life where you are forced on a dartboard for whatever reason, be it a corporate thing, be it a friendly thing. And if you can turn up unannounced and just throw a 180, throw a bullseye on demand, there's going to be constant love in that whole room for you. So that's the only reason I do it, and the alcohol primarily.
Well, it sounds like Total Security has been hitting a lot of bullseyes considering how fast you guys are growing. Oh,
Nice
let's
segue.
go.
What a segue.
Hell
What a
yes.
segue.
Was that ChatGPT?
No.
Josh?
That's
Wow,
years.
I
That's
wish
years
it
of
was.
hosting.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I know you guys have been growing like we talked about before, and something I wanted to ask you about was like the seasonality especially when it comes to like the security software niche. You mentioned like Q4 is always really big for software, and I kind of wanted you to unpack that and elaborate on why that is. Because at first, thinking about it, I'm not really sure how to connect those dots.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming into October and November, I think the biggest thing that tends to happen, you've got, for example, the new iPhone being released. So that just brings on a brand new load of devices that potentially can be, targeted with ads and whatnot. You've got Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Thanksgiving, and also Christmas, all within the space of literally 6 to 8 weeks. So again, gift giving, people getting new devices, buying new devices is very big. And then in January, January sales, that kind of thing, people are just buying new devices, bringing them back onto the market, which gives us a big opportunity. The search volumes on Google and so forth increase massively at that period of time. And then what you tend to see is once you come into like the start of Q3, it tends to settle down. Summer is naturally very quiet. It's probably the hardest period to sell software. How many people with kids are really bothering about their, mobile device, their desktop device? They're too worried about, what to do with the kids that week, that kind of thing, people going on holiday, etc. So it really tends to lean itself to the end of the year and the start of the year being our peak, and then it kind of settles down. It's a bell curve, basically. It bell curves that way the whole year. And we've managed to navigate it over the summer months pretty well. We've been testing new sources. And I think as well, the fact that you've got Bangkok, Vegas, and Dubai all within the space of 3 months of each other over our busy period, that you can bring in new traffic sources from those shows to test out over the summer and see what works and what doesn't.
Harrison and Adam, do you guys see any kind of seasonality when it comes to Ringba acquiring new business in the call tracking space like that, or do you feel like it's kind of a steady throughout the year?
I'll say this: there's seasonality across certain verticals within Ringba. Like, for example, there's health insurance and Medicare enrollment periods that cause an uptick in volume across those verticals. But there's so many verticals that people utilize Ringba for across the platform that obviously we see an uptick for Medicare open enrollment, but we're fairly consistent. But another example is like people aren't doing like backyard remodeling in February in Rhode Island or whatever, it's cold, but they're going to, do that in summer. Or, a pool install isn't happening in February in Michigan. It just it's not fun. So those are seasonal things. But overall, I'd say, that's on the clients that use Ringba side. If you flip that and you go to customer acquisition, like from new customers joining Ringba to become our customers, obviously, I don't think that there's a lot of customer acquisition in December. There's always deals happening, but our last trade show for the year is in a couple of weeks. There's like little small ones, but like our last big one is ITC in Vegas, and that's I think at the end of the month. And then there's like some small stragglers, but that's our big one. I don't see lots of, there's always new people joining becoming customers, but like you're not going to close the 3-year discussion from a Fortune 100 client the week before Christmas. That's just not how these kinds of deals happen.
Is this because the viewers are asking me in the chat right now, they want to know, is this the longest your hair has ever been, Harrison? This is some long hair for you, I feel like.
I have photo evidence.
It's kind of getting, I've seen it poof out of the sides. I like it. You should keep it going.
Used to be like
I'm gonna get it cut. I'm trying to get it up.
Ian, how has the software security industry kind of changed since last time we had you on the podcast? Has there been any like major, rule changes or data changes that have kind of had you guys have to kind of shift the direction you've been going in?
Yeah, I think the compliance side of things always is changing all the time, and this is mainly governmental in different geos of how terms and conditions are shown on landing pages and the layouts and so forth. We have also obviously had a couple of wars break out in that time, which means that, some people believe that, some other softwares that have links to specific countries may, have issues with them. And so there's always been this nervousness around, what's happening in the world as to, how it may affect us in the long run. I think the biggest changes that we've had have definitely been, as sort of the EU, for example, if they decide that customer acquisition online has to be done a certain way. I'm guessing it's the same with you guys, and in the sense of different states have different rules about how things have to be done. So it's just a constant flow of changes that, you're tweaking every single month when something new comes out. In terms of the softwares themselves, we're starting to see a real trend back to things like online storage. So, there was a period of time where getting online storage was a third-party product. Then iCloud came in, and now we're seeing a shift back to these third-party products, your Dropboxes of the world, that kind of thing, which is great. Total Drive, obviously, is one of them, which is doing very well at the moment, as well as VPN. VPN is just getting bigger and bigger every year. It's becoming a mainstay as, people are getting more connected, are traveling more. The digital nomad life is obviously big as well. So, yeah, it's constantly evolving, constantly changing. But yeah, the government laws are the ones that kind of really are constantly happening and constantly changing things.
The last thing I want to ask you about before we let you get out of here is your YouTube quiz game show, Tension. So how did this come to be? I checked it out. It looks sweet, and I'm hoping you'll have me on because it looks fun. But where did that kind of stem from, and why, I guess?
Yeah, so like most people, middle of lockdown, I was taking part in quizzes with friends, and the traditional style of quiz of here's the question, what's the answer? It's a bit boring. So you started developing this method of being able to have a quiz where anything between sort of 3 and 7 people can take part, but there's far more jeopardy in it than just simply saying here's the question, what's the right answer. I mean, obviously, with the 3 of you all being on, I do have a question lined up, and you can all see which one of you does best at the question if you'd like.
100%. Let's go.
Okay. Right. So the way that it works is it's a top 10 quiz. So I'm going to give you a question. There's going to be 10 possible right answers. Now, you don't want the most obvious one because that will get you 1 point. If you give the 4th most obvious, that'll get you 4. Your aim is to try and get the 10th best answer to the question. With the question, there is tension answers. They're the ones directly below 10. So the more you risk, obviously, the more you may lose. So if you get answer 11, 12, 13, that's going to be -5 to be scored. If you give me an incorrect answer, which I'm going to give you a question, you're not going to give me an incorrect answer. Don't worry, you'd score -3. Really simple. So you're looking for the 10th best answer to the question. So the one that I've lined up for you, gentlemen, is relatively simple. As you all probably know, Alaska is the largest state by size in the United States. Excluding Alaska, what are the next 10 largest states by geographical size? For the question, there's 3 tension answers. So 11, 12, and 13 on the list will score you -5. You will get a guess each, but you cannot have the same answer as anyone else. So in theory, what I would do is go to Josh first, because he appears first on my screen, Harrison second, Adam third. And if we were to do other questions, obviously that order would shift around. And that's basically how it works.
Okay, so
how do you prove we don't cheat?
That's a very good point. I mean, there are stipulations that you shouldn't be cheating, but
I haven't seen Adam's hands in a while.
Adam already fucking.
Yeah. He's already searching it up. I thought he might.
Like 32 LLMs loading.
Well, that's almost impossible to police when doing it in real life. When doing it over a call.
You might have an earpiece, like the new voice AI thing. No, just like.
Hence, so do I guess?
By land sum.
Yeah, so you would be the first to go, Josh. Obviously, Alaska's out because that is the biggest. Right. It's the next 10 biggest by geographical size.
All right. California.
California for Josh. Okay.
That was after Alaska.
Well, he's obviously trying to get possibly the 10th best answer to the question. Now, I will obviously reveal the answer once everyone's given their answer. So it would now technically it would move around to Harrison to him to give his answer.
Utah.
I can't tell if he's thinking or he's
thinking.
Utah. Okay. Finally, Adam, feel free to explain any answers you might have. You're last to go, so they can't change their answers.
Oregon.
Excellent. Okay. Well, the next biggest, so first on this list that would get you 1 point is Texas. Second on the list, which gets you 2 points, is California, Josh. So you get 2 points for that.
Bad answer, yeah.
Third is Montana. Fourth is New Mexico. Fifth is Arizona. Sixth is Nevada. Seventh is Colorado. Eighth is Oregon, Adam, for 8 points. So well done. Ninth is Wyoming. And 10th is Michigan, because your 3 tension answers worth -5 points are in order: Minnesota, Utah, and Idaho. So Harrison, unfortunately, you hit the tension zone. You get -5. And that's how a question works. And then we'd move around to another question.
The best part is, I almost picked Colorado.
Oh, there you go.
It was like, are you... Well,
it's a thinking man's game. I do allow pen and paper, so you are normally allowed to write notes. Just not the notes on your phone, should we say?
I will stick to my day job of a grocery delivery.
Well, make sure you check out. Make sure you check out
DoorDash,
Tension
Instacart,
on YouTube. Yeah, Ian, hit us up next time you're doing a series. We'd love to be a part of it. It'd be a lot of fun.
I would love to do an affiliate episode. That would actually be quite fun. I think that would be amazing to see the breadth of knowledge among the gods of the affiliate world, such as you guys are.
Well, for myself, Josh from OfferVault, Mr. Paper Call Adam Young, the industry legend Harrison Gevirtz, as well as our returning friend of the pod, special guest Ian Leighfield, head of business development and affiliate management at Total Security. Let's make that paper. Let's make that dough. This was the Affiliate Marketing Show. We'll see you next time.